Hello everyone, welcome to this class on talent management system, developing the building blocks of talent management. So let us try to understand what do we understand by this concept of talent management. What is the difference between talent management and human resource management? And why are we talking about talent today in organizations? How important it is, and how are organizations trying to identify the right people or secure the right talent and see how they can deploy the right talent in their organizational strategies in order to get competitive advantage. So let us explore the theme. Let us explore this topic on this aspect. Uh, let's look at exploring three questions. My video that I'm going to be presenting in the next few minutes is related to answering these three questions. Right. The first question is, as I told you in the introduction, what do we understand by talent acquisition or talent management, and why is it an important topic of discussion today? And how different is it from human resource management? Traditionally, we understand every organization has an HR department. They hire people, and there's recruitment, selection, training and development, performance appraisal, a lot of things that they do with people. Now, how different is talent acquisition and talent management? So what is that we are doing differently than what we are doing in HR is what we'll try to explore. Maybe in the second video we can look at are there any difficulties and challenges in acquiring talent today. We understand that it's a very competitive world and we have competition from national players and global players, and there are a lot of challenges, macroeconomic challenges as well, right? So in this kind of a very tight kind of a scenario which is very competitive, which is very complex, which is very volatile, how do we secure talent? Is it easy or difficult is what we will explore in the second part of the video. The third part of the video, we will look at what we understand by this whole concept of talent war. We understand resource is very scarce, especially human resources or top class quality skilled knowledgeable talent is very very scarce and very very short in supply. So when there is a shortage of a talent resource that is available in the market, then obviously there is more than one organization which is wanting to acquire the right talent, and they want to have the right employees working in their organization, right? So they obviously they are in this whole situation of a talent war. So we're going to look at these three questions, and these are three different videos that will come up for you to understand and learn. So let's understand what we mean by talent management. So talent management in terms of meaning is how employers recruit and develop a workforce that is productive as possible and likely to stay with their organization for a long term. So you're identifying the right talent in the market according to the different jobs that you've created, according to the goals and aspirations that your organization wants to achieve in the long run. So you are obviously looking out in the market to see who is that right person that I'm looking for, who will be the right person who will contribute in the organization by doing the job that I'm going to be assigning, and then also be able to stick with the organization for a long term. So when we are identifying the right people in the right job, those who understand the vision, mission, goals, and objectives of the organization, those who are able to understand the strategy of the organization, those who are able to sink in very clearly, specifically to the expectation of the job and the organization and the management, and that is what helps organizations to do well in business as well as to stay competitive. So uh, the search is becoming more clear, more specific, and we're very precisely looking at that particular talent who is going to be contributing in a much bigger manner to the organization. So talent management means investing in an organization's most important resource, and that is people. But identifying the right people, the most suitable people, people who don't just suit exactly to the job requirement, but also who are able to understand the culture of the organization, understand the ethos of the organization, understand the strategy of the organization, be able to be a contributing member to the organization in the long run. So, to this end, employers may recruit candidates with highly desirable skill sets, provide ongoing learning and development, provide a lot of opportunities for them to grow in career, and also pay them well, reward them well, and value them well, and see how they can ensure the long term growth of this employee in the organization. So, an organization tries to nurture talent. You don't just acquire talent, but you also nurture, you retain, you keep them, and see how you can utilize them for the good benefit of the organization in the long run. So what do we have in the talent management system? What is the plan that organizations have? There is a certain framework called the talent management system that an organization has. Of course, you have an HRM system in the organization that manages the day-to-day activities, the operations of the people who are engaging in the organization. But talent management is a little more specific. It is a part of the HRM system, but it's more specific, more precisely focused on identifying that right talent, the skilled talent, and ensuring the right talent is brought into the organization. Somebody who's highly productive. It's like a hot talent that we have, or a hot resource that we have, or a person who's most precisely suited, for the requirement in the organization. So it's a strategic framework that integrates various HR processes which are solely aimed at attracting, developing, retaining, and utilizing employees to meet an organization's long-term goals and expectations. So it covers the entire employee life cycle, right from the time an employee is identified as a talent till the time the employee leaves the organization, which is employee exit. So how do we handle this talent? How do we manage this talent? How do we nurture this talent? How do we ensure that the talent also grows within the organization as the organization also begins to grow, is what a talent management system specifically tries looking at. So it's an integrated software platform which is designed to manage and optimize all the aspects of an organization's talent. So right from recruitment to onboarding, performance management, learning and development, compensation management, succession planning, and to employee rewards and career management and all, and later to employee exit or employee separation when the employee leaves the organization as such. So every activity or every interaction that the organization has with the employee of the organization through the HR functions is very, very important for nurturing of the talent. At every point of time, an organization, the employee of the organization is looking at how well the organization is responding to that person's contribution, responding to the needs and requirements of the individual. Is the employee happy during the whole process? So talent management system looks at specifically trying to help the organization to achieve its organization goals, and also help the individual to achieve his own individual career objectives and personal goals as such. So it's kind of like a win-win kind of situation. We are trying to see how we can exploit every function to the best of the opportunity to ensure that we have the right talent. Now, going back to that fundamental question that we wanted to ask, what is the difference between talent management and how different is it from the HRM function? So, talent management is a strategic approach. As I told you, it's part of the HRM system. It's a strategic approach where we are looking very strategically to attract the right talent, develop the right talent, retain the talent, and then also utilize them to the fullest possible, to the optimum specified requirement in the organization. So that we have the right kind of people with the right type of skills, with the right type of attitude, the right type of energy, the right type of interest, aspiration, and vision. We're able to understand the requirement of the organization. So, among the various people that we have, everybody in the organization is a talent, but among the various people, among the talent that we have in the organization, we are identifying talent that is more better or much better than those who are there, much in tune with the organization's requirement, much in tune with the management's expectations. Okay, so that would be talent, and then we are trying to identify the talent, acquire that talent, nurture the talent, develop the talent, and also make sure that the talent is contributing. So we do it through these functions. The talent acquisition, recruitment, employee training and development, performance management, succession planning, and retention strategy. So in every function of the talent process, we are trying to understand the employee, understand the needs and requirements of the employee, and then allow these opportunities to be given to the employee so that the employee is able to capitalize or use these opportunities and is able to grow and then contribute to the requirement or the goals of the organization. So when we look at this difference, this slide will explain to you the difference between talent management and HRM. So if talent management and HRM, so talent management is very strategic, long-term oriented. We are looking at identifying talent who are going to be of use in the future, who are going to be a part of organization's growth story and growth strategy, organization's jobs that we are going to create according to the new trends and according to the new plans that we have in the organization. Trying to identify people right now who will be a part of the growth story and for will be available for the future strategic deployment in the organization. Whereas the HR will look at the administrative functions, will look at the day-to-day operations, will handle the day-to-day interactions and ensure that everything is going very smoothly, just to make sure that we are trying to handle all of these. So the focus, talent management is focused on the future, whereas HRM is focused on the present, right? If you look at the goal is to develop future leaders and ensure the business continuity of the firm. We are looking at what's going to happen the next 3 years from now, 5 years from now. Who are the present executives who will become managers? Who are the present managers who will become the leaders? So we're trying to identify a talent pipeline or a managerial talent that will be there, which can be deployed in the future. Whereas the goal of HRM is to ensure that everything that we are doing right now is handling is going on well. There are no issues, and the people are quite happy with what they are doing. And any issues we try to handle. HR tries to handle it. So it's a very short-term perspective. Whereas the talent management is a long-term perspective. So when we look at the approach of talent management is very proactive. We are very predictive oriented. We are very proactive. We're looking at the future. We're trying to understand the trends that will emerge in the future and then try to identify what kind of jobs will be created, who are the people who will be a part of this future that we are talking about. Whereas HRM will be more of a reactive kind of an approach, operational, managing day-to-day planning, and it's mostly of a firefighting approach in case there is an issue or a problem. HR tries to sort it out, solve it, or if people suddenly leave, trying to replace them, handle issues of grievances or salaries, working conditions, or some conflict within the team. So these are all things that maybe HR will try to handle to ensure that the boat is not rocked at the present and then everything is going on smoothly. The scope of talent management is to identify the future talent and create a talent leadership, managerial and a leadership pipeline. HRM is mostly trying to ensure we have the people in all the jobs that we have created and every employee is there contributing to the organization. The responsibility of talent management is a responsibility of the top management and the HR team. So strategically, there's a team that will look at who will be the people who will be there, and we can identify and take them forward. Whereas all the HRM functions are going to be handled by the HR department. It's a day-to-day routine operational kind of a function. So there is nothing much for the top management or the leadership to be involved. Whereas in talent management, the leadership is involved at looking at every possible opportunity to identify talent in the organization who can be very useful and instrumental for the growth of the organization as such. Okay, so this video just gives you a glimpse of what talent management is, what is that we have in the framework, and tries to explain to you the understanding of what is the difference between talent management and HRM. Very often these terms are interchangeably used, but there is a subtle difference. There is a very clear differentiation between what is talent management, what is the approach, and why we are so strategically focused on it, and then vis-a-vis HRM and the function that HRM does, and then how we look at HR as a function in the organization. Okay, so I hope this video has been very useful to all of you to help you build or help you to understand the basic foundational concept of talent management. Okay, let's go look forward for the next video, which will help us understand talent management system a little more deeper, help us understand the benefits of doing a talent management or having a talent management strategy or a framework or a plan in the organization. How is it going to help organizations to be strategically growing and also very competitive? Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. So happy learning.